Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to week 36 here on the 52 Horrific Weeks in 1988. I'm your host, Mood616, and thank you once again for stopping in. Alrighty guys, week 36. So the remaining films went into that randomizer. Of course, hit that random button. And we've got 1988's Flesh Eater. I just want to apologize that this review is a few days later than I usually post it. I didn't get a chance to pre-record this video before I went to Vegas, I usually do when I'm out of town and stuff. I just did not get a chance. I was so busy before I eventually went to Vegas and stuff, so we got Flesh Eater, also known, I think it's also subtitled Revenge of the Night of the Living Dead or something like that. This one is directed by Bill Heinzman. He's of course famous for being the very first zombie in Night of the Living Dead. And this is one of two films that he ever directed. He directed a film in 1987 called The Majorettes, which was also released by Shriek Show. It's an interesting type slasher film. It's kind of different. Very, very different than this type of film. I think Bill Heinzman only ever directed those two films, which is quite interesting. But yeah, so getting into the plot or the story or the non-existent story in this film, it basically opens up with a farmer. He's like in his on his land, and he's removing this stump from the ground with his John Deere tractor. Anyways, he removes the stump out of the ground, goes back to unhook it or whatnot, and then he comes across like this coffin that's buried in the ground. So he clears off all the sand and all the dirt and all the leaves and stuff. And what he essentially finds is like this box in the ground. So he lifts it up, and he finds the body of Bill Heinzman in there. Bill Heinzman pulls him in, and attacks him, right? In very cheesy form too. Meanwhile, you have a group of 8, college students that are staying on the same land. They are just basically there to party. It's fall time. Like, I really do like the setting of this. It's fall time, so there's leaves everywhere, and they're just essentially on this land just to party and stuff, and it is Halloween night and whatnot. So how it starts out, one of the girls actually goes back to find the farmer because she wants smokes and stuff, and he was already going out to get them more beer and whatnot, but she runs across a zombie, she gets attacked, and it kind of starts this whole apocalypse on this land and whatnot and stuff like that. So it's essentially what the story is in this film. There's really not a story to it at all. My thoughts on this one. Now, like I said, I really like the setting of this film. It's set in the fall. It's got a really kind of cool tone to the film. Bill Heinzman definitely is not a great director. The first thing I noticed in this film is the time sequence in this film is so off. The group of teens that are partying in the beginning of the film are obviously partying like midday, kind of maybe towards 6 o'clock or whatever. Within, it seems like a couple minutes of the film, after being attacked and stuff, they escape to this house. They phone 911, and if you can actually see on the clock behind the 911 operator that it's like 22:59, which for the people that don't know 2400 clock, that's almost 11 o'clock at night. So it kind of made me laugh. It went from daytime to nighttime like instantly in this film. So right there, it was just kind of interesting. It's not really the biggest thing. It's not the biggest deal in the world because you already know what you're kind of getting yourself into with a film like this. It's a very cheesy type zombie film. And getting into the zombies, I think Bill Heinzman looks awesome in this film. He looks fantastic. Kind of looks like Dracula in a way. Pretty cool. The gore's not bad. There's actually quite a bit of gore in this film. So pretty cool headshots, explosions, lots of, obviously zombie action, ripping guts out, tearing bodies apart and stuff. So essentially there actually is a pretty high body count in this film. A lot of people do get torn apart. There's some laugh out loud moments in this one too. It's just absolutely hilarious. I don't want to spoil the whole scene, but there's this hilarious scene where Bill Heinzman, zombie character, essentially knocks on the door of this house, and in which this movie taking place on Halloween, this little girl answers the door. And I'm not going to say anything else from there, but it fucking makes me laugh every time I see it. It's just so fucking funny the way it goes down. So it's basically what it is. There's another group of people partying, like, near this land and stuff, and so they end up getting attacked too and whatnot. It's kind of like they kind of threw this whole group of people into the film. It seems kind of weird and out of place, but at the same time, it just adds to the body count. Now, for the people who have never seen Night of the Living Dead, This might be a spoiler alert. I mean, it shouldn't be a spoiler alert because I think everyone has seen the fucking movie, so I'm just going to go ahead and say it. Essentially, the last 30 minutes of this movie is almost shot for shot and the exact same as Night of the Living Dead. So Bill Heinzman basically took that whole idea and just used it in his own film. And that's all I'm going to say on that note. But, you know, it is entertaining. It is really entertaining. There's even some of the same lines and, like, shots. Oh, it's just so blatantly ripped off. It's so funny, but, I don't know, man. I really enjoy Flesh Eater. It's not a great film, but if you like these type of cheesy zombie films, it's definitely one to check out. It's entertaining. Like I said, it's got laugh-out-loud moments in it. The gore's pretty decent. Some of the acting is, you know, it's very pretty much what you expect by, you know, this type of film. It's not the worst I've ever seen. It's not the best either. It's kind of that mid-range, like I've said many times. You know, but I don't really know what else to say, but I really like the score in the film, though. You can actually hear in the background this nice little piano riff that they got playing there. Plays out throughout the film. And a lot of goofy characters. You know, some kind of dickhead characters, but goofy characters and stuff. But I don't know. All around, kind of fun. Not a great made film by any means. Some of the cinematography in this is actually pretty piss poor too. But just those stupid close-up shots of like having to start the fucking John Deere and stuff. You know, you gotta zoom right in. I don't know. I just don't like that. It's just seems very amateur. But if I had to rate this one, I'm gonna give it a 6.5 just for the entertainment value. Like I said, again, not a great film, but it's pretty damn fun for what it is. Shriekcho does a decent job with the transfer. It's not like the greatest transfer. It is anamorphic widescreen, which is nice, but it looks okay. I find the soundtrack to it, I don't know. It just seems like it's a little off in the film. It just kind of cuts in and out. I don't know. It almost feels like it's being played off a tape or something. I don't know. The soundtrack kind of bugs me throughout it, but the music's good for what it is. But anyways, I'm just rambling on. Flesh Eater, 1988. Definitely check this out if you've never checked it out. And also give his other film a shot, The Majorettes. I think it's actually a pretty fun one too. So, yeah, that's going to do it for week 36 here on the 88 series. I will be back next week. Probably going to post, you know, probably Wednesday or Thursday. Just kind of separate the videos a little bit. But I do apologize once again. According to JP, I was in Vegas getting into more trouble than the Hangover trilogy. That post was fucking funny as hell, I have to say, but definitely check out Flesh Eater. I'll be back next week, and peace out, guys.